This is the Laughlin Town Advisory Board, Laughlin Regional Government Center, 101 Civic Way, Laughlin, Nevada, 89029. It's January 9th, 2024, 1:30. Some agenda items. Items on the agenda may be taken out of order. The board may combine two or more agenda items for consideration. The board may remove an item from the agenda or delay discussion relating to an item at any time. No action may be taken on any matter not listed on the posted agenda. All planning and zoning matters heard at this meeting are forwarded to the Board of County Commissioners, Zoning Commission, BCC, or the Clark County Planning Commission, PC, for final action. Please turn off or mute all cell phones and other electronic devices. Please take all private conversations outside the room. Within a 48-hour advance request, a sign language interpreter or other reasonable efforts to assist and accommodate persons with physical disabilities may be made available by calling 702-455-3530 TDD at 702-385-7486 or Relay Nevada toll-free at 800-326-6868 TD/TDD. Supporting material may be provided to the board members for this meeting may be requested from Tammy Harris at 702-298-0828. Supporting material is or will be available at the Clark County Department of Administrative Services, 500 South Grand Central Parkway, 6th floor, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89155. Supporting material is or will be available on Clark County's website at clarkcountynevada.gov/Laughlin TAB. I'll now do roll call. Herman Walker. Here. Kathy Oakes. Here. Fred Doughton. Here. Pamela Walker, no relation, here. Kathleen Haas is not available today. Our secretary, Tammy Harris, 702-298-0828, or Tammy.Harris at clarkcountynevada.gov. The address is Clark County Department of Administrative Services, 500 South Grand Central Parkway, 6th floor, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89155. Our county liaison, Mark Moskowitz, at 702-298-0828 or 702-455-6173, or mark.moskowitz at clarkcountynevada.gov, or at Clark County Department of Administrative Services, 500 South Grand Central Parkway, 6th floor, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89155. I've already done the call to order. We'll now do the Pledge of Allegiance led by Herman Walker.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Now we have the public comment. This is a period devoted to comments by the general public about items on this agenda. No discussion, action, or vote may be taken on this agenda item. You will be afforded the opportunity to speak on individual public hearing items at the time they are presented. If you wish to speak to the board about items within the jurisdiction but not appearing on this agenda, you must wait until the comments by the general public, period listed at the end of this agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. If applicable, clearly state your name and address, and please spell your last name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson or the board by majority of vote. This time I'll combine items 3 and 4, approval of the minutes for December 12th, 2023, and approval of the agenda for January 9th, 2024, and hold, combine, or delete any items for possible action. Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 5, receive a report and updates from the South County Liaison, Mark Moskowitz, on regarding updates on Clark County resources and recognizing Jackie Wallen for her years of service to Laughlin and any other updates from Clark County. Mark.
Perfect, thank you. If you can bring up my presentation, that would be great. So my first update is I want to remind everyone, first of all, Happy New Year, but also that we have a lot of services here at the Government Center. Nevada Legal Services, you can see a schedule up there. There's one in the back. They come once a month. And what's nice with that is they also come, Clark County Business Licenses here as well across the hallway. So a lot of times when you have legal questions that are dealing with businesses, business license here. So please utilize those resources. We also have the clerk and recorder kiosks out there. So I know there's a lot of things that might change in the new year. So, and always come down to our office if you have any questions of other services that we have available. If you'll go to the next slide. On December 19th, Commissioner Naft recognized Jackie Wallen for her years of service to Laughlin and the whole tri-state community and Clark County as a whole. And I just want to show a quick video of the presentation because it was really great. So,
Item 3 is to present a proclamation to Jackie Whalen. First.
Thank you, Manager Schiller. I'll ask Jackie Wallen to join us. Jackie is the CEO of the Laughlin Chamber of Commerce. Jackie began her career of service to the Laughlin Chamber of Commerce, first as a member of the Board of Directors and later as the CEO beginning in 2016. In her time as CEO and as a leader in Laughlin, she has been instrumental in developing, right this way, Jackie, instrumental in developing so many events and programs benefited everybody in the tri-state area. One such event that could not have happened without you, Jackie, is the Laughlin Bullhead City Air Show. During the darkest days of the COVID pandemic, it was Jackie who we turned to for everything from COVID information and then eventually to vaccine opportunities. I remember one time driving to Laughlin, everything was closed except Jackie was in a parking garage at the Aquarius getting everybody who lived in Laughlin who wanted to be vaccinated and getting them all of the information that they needed. Jackie, you are persistent and you are impatient in the best ways imaginable. When this lady calls you, you not only better answer, you better do what she says, or you better expect a call up. We are so thankful that you're not leaving the Township of Laughlin. You'll continue to serve at the Laughlin Tourism Commission, the Mojave County Airport Authority, the River Fund, and the Rotary Club, just to name a few of your opportunities. He's the friendly face when I first started representing Laughlin 5 years ago, who always brought me in, made sure I knew everything that I needed to know about the business community and the community at large. And on behalf of Mark Moskowitz, our liaison in Laughlin, and the entire county family, congratulations. Thank you for your many years of dedicated service to the Laughlin Chamber of Commerce. Jackie.
I don't get to the big city very often. I am. He always tells me to be ready for anything. So esteemed members of Clark County, I thank you for bringing me here today, especially Mr. Moskowitz and Commissioner Naft. You guys have been a great support to me and have to do a lot ingeniously. So I stand here before you today with a heart full of gratitude and humility as I accept this honor and recognition for my 36 years of service in Laughlin Resorts, the Chamber of Commerce. It is truly a privilege to be standing here, and I want to express my deepest thanks to every individual who has been a part of this incredible journey. It's time to retire. To the residents, businesses, and leaders of Clark County, I want to convey the sincerity of my appreciation for your unwavering encouragement, support, trust, and patience. As someone who has never lived, voted, or held a political office in the state of Nevada, Before, your warm welcome has meant a lot to me. My love for Laughlin Township has grown over the years, fueled by a belief in my professional assets and the incredible opportunities provided by those who entrusted me with their plans for success. I truly feel blessed to have lived and raised my children in the lower Colorado River region of Arizona while simultaneously building a career in the great. Throughout my tenure, I have dedicated myself to philanthropic work in both states, contributing to organizations such as River Fund, which is a sort of a united way, but it's just all the money stays on the river. The Rotary Club of Laughlin, Mojave County Airport, or IFP, that stands for International Fun Place. If you didn't know that, there's some trivia for you. The Boys and Girls Club of the Colorado River, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. These experiences have shaped not only my professional journey, but also my personal growth and commitment to making a positive impact in the communities I call home. As I continue my career with Laughlin Tourism Commission, I am steadfast in my commitment to ensuring that we sponsor town-wide events that not only showcase the beauty and allure of Laughlin, but also contribute to the growth of tourism and increase occupancy in our Laughlin resorts. I promise. Once again, thank you to Clark County for recognizing the heartfelt investments I have made and for acknowledging the difference we have collectively made. I am truly honored to be a part of this remarkable community, and I look forward to continuing our journey together.
So now that you've accepted, I better formally present you with this proclamation declaring today Jackie Wallen Day. Thank you, Jackie.
So if we go to the next slide. Perfect. So I just want to thank Jackie for all she's done, and as you can see, we were able to take some photos. It was a really great recognition experience and opportunity. Jackie, as I would echo everything Commissioner Naft just said, since I've been down here as well, you've told me everything and taught me everything, and every phone call you have to call you back, and you have good information and helpful information. And I also want to segue with saying we're very excited to have Carrie now in the role. I think she's going to do wonderful, so we're in good hands. So thank you to Carrie as well as, and congratulations to Jackie, so thank you. Of course, yeah, perfect. So the next slide, if you'll go to that. We're very excited to announce on Saturday, February 3rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Spirit Mountain Activity Center in the parking lot, we'll be doing the first Laughlin Vaccine Clinic. This is in partnership with the Animal Foundation. We've done other ones around the area, and it's a great opportunity for people to bring their pets. I know people might have new pets in the year, so please come. Please be aware, it is a first come, first serve, so try to get there if you can. We're very excited to do it. The Animal Foundation is going to bring a lot of vaccines down here, and they're all free and everything. So we look forward to having everyone. There's some flyers in the back. We've sent some flyers around, so please let your neighbors, let your community know that we're doing this, and we look forward to seeing everyone there. So thank you. And then if you'll end the slideshow, there's one other thing I want to talk about. I know we've had a lot of discussion about the Colorado River Heritage Greenway Trail. This was an item that was brought forward from the LTAB as well as the community. Commissioner Naft suggested that we create a council for it, so where that will be, members will be kind of appointed to a council that'll oversee the Colorado River Heritage Trail, which will help to put more eyes on the trail, so if there's issues with it, but also to help with events as well. So I want to let everyone know on Tuesday, January 16th, at the Board of County Commissioners at 9 a.m. in Las Vegas, the item will be going. It's item 58, and it's going to be to approve, adopt, and authorize the chair to sign a resolution to establish the creation of the Colorado River Heritage Greenway Park Trail Advisory Council and adopt its bylaws. So I know that's been a big work in the community. I'm very happy that Commissioner Naft has championed bringing this forward to his colleagues on the board. They will discuss the item and then vote on it, and then we'll have further updates on that. So I just want to make everyone aware of what's coming up. So thank you to everyone that's been involved in the community on it, and I'm glad that Commissioner Naft was able to champion this for us. So yeah. And then my last update is we have our new newsletters in the back. Please be sure to grab one. It's got a lot of helpful information about the community and what's going on. And as always, we send out an electronic one. So if you would like to get one as well, please contact our office, and we're more than willing to help you with that. So, and one last little personal note, I want to thank Tammy from my office as well as John. We were able to get a new American flag pole, so it is now at the correct height, and I appreciate Pam helping us as well. So thank you. We're excited to start off the new year with that. So with that, those are all my updates, so thank you.
Thank you.
Mark,
Yes.
I have a question that falls in your department. On the 5th of this month, I was informed vis-a-vis the Review-Journal that the Water Department of the Valley spent $21.2 million to acquire 10 acres and a building in Las Vegas, which is across the street from the 251 acres that they presently own and occupy. I think the people of Laughlin have an entitlement to know, number one, where's this money coming from? Number two, why aren't we notified? Number three, why isn't the water department doing something other than wishful thinking about gift appropriations to get the water taken care of that we need to have taken care of in this community? There are good and responsible people in this community who are dedicated to the growth and development of the community, who are being frustrated by the inactivity of, what better name than the Politburo of the Water Department of Clark County. The article doesn't say that this was approved by the Board of County Commissioners, doesn't say that it was approved by the county manager. It doesn't say anything other than they made this ridiculous expenditure with no notification, and in terms of absolutely ignoring this community of Laughlin. Absolutely ignoring us. They didn't ignore us in the beginning when they refused developers permits for construction. They said, no, we won't get them. Then they send an assistant manager down here to tell us that they weren't freezing permits. It was just a moratorium. I don't know who teaches linguistics in that department, but that's playing around with verbiage.
Yeah.
The point is that these developers who want to develop this community are prohibited from doing so as the result of freezing any permits. And they say, we're not freezing them, we're not killing them, it's just a moratorium. I don't understand language like that. You know, it's not like, whoa, and giddy up, where you've got two opposites. Here you've got two that are just alike and mean basically the same thing.
Sure.
And the manager of that department doesn't come down to talk to us. He sends an assistant down to talk to us and tell us that it's just a moratorium. This is absolutely absurd. It's absolutely ridiculous. And the people in Laughlin have an entitlement and a right to know the kind of crap that's going on with the water department of Clark County.
And Herm, I appreciate your comments. I would say I will talk with Jason Bailey, who's here today, but I also think you can ask that question today if you'd like to Jason with Big Bend Water District when he's on the agenda and see what information he's able to provide. or what information is able to provide at a later date that we can provide to you in the community. So I don't have any information on that, but I would defer to Jason and Big Bend Water District on that item, so.
When you're talking to him, you might also ask him that when the water authority when the Vegas Water Authority took over Big Bend, there was $10 million in the Big Bend account. It went to Vegas. Where did it go from there? We have never been supported by the water department in Clark County. And this is just absolute nonsense.
Okay, and we can discuss with Jason and Big Ben, and we'll get those, the answers that we can get for that, so, thank you.
Okay, number 2, receive an awards presentation from the Laughlin Rotary to honor a first responder for their dedication and contributions to the Laughlin community.
Can I have Meg? Yes. And Renee. These are my partners in crime with the Laughlin Rotary Club. And every quarter we recognize a first responder. This time, after 28 years in the resort industry, I wanted to recognize the Colorado River Chiefs Association. Could you guys please come up? All of y'all. Good to see you. Hi. For those that you don't know what the Colorado River Chiefs Association is, it was founded in 1992. It's pretty old, and if you've been in the resort industry, you know how much we depend on our frontline workers. First of all, not only do the Colorado River Chiefs Association resorts surveillance.
Jackie, can you face us, please?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Can I hold this?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So not only do they ensure that there's safety, but they ensure compliance to the Gaming Control Board, internal controls, just by being there for table games, for slot jackpots, and everything like that. It's not public safety, but it's necessary for the resorts to stay operational. It was founded in 1992 as a way for dedicated and professional security and surveillance personnel, management, and directors of the Laughlin resorts with each other and public servants. Our mission is to obtain and share information on any incidents or trends occurring within the resorts, created to ensure that the resorts can promote and maintain the safety and security of the guests, fellow employees, and their shared vendors. The information that they share, and along with training and CCTV event coverage, is not only passed along among the resorts to ensure the safety of the guests and patrons, it is also shared with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Clark County Fire Department, the Nevada Gaming Control Board, and other, I'd say, public servants to assist them in any way necessary with ongoing investigations and to circumvent future incidents. I want to congratulate these people for being with the Colorado River Chiefs Association for such a long period of time and keeping it informational and current with the things that are going on in our world. If you've been in a resort, you know that the first person at your side, if there's an incident or any incident, is going to be them. And they have pictures to prove it, and they have well-trained individuals in the security department to make sure that it's all backed up and ready for Metro and ready for the Gaming Control Board to take over. Thank you. Grant Rogers. Grant Rogers is just one of the other people in the area that gets to benefit from the Colorado River Chiefs Association. He gets to share information with them, and they get to share information with him. Let's just talk about automobile break-ins, security with their hotel room doors. What do they call that? when they were able to open the door?
Door pushers.
Door pushers, yeah, that was easy. But they also are able to give information for when a bad person, let's just say either a victim or a bad guy, what do you call him? A suspect? See, I'm not a cop at all. Moves from one property to the other. They can inform that property that someone's on their way and they can circumvent them at the door. So it's sort of we used to call it a round robin. Is that what you call it now? When you send out information to every...
Networking.
Yes, yeah. It was very valuable to me in 28 years, and it's very valuable to the resorts now, and it's very valuable to our public servants that work around the community. So thank you for supporting them, and thank you, and I want to see if you guys can introduce yourselves and how long you've been with the Colorado River Chiefs Association.
Hi, I'm Mark Neal, Director of Surveillance for Aquarius and Edgewater. I've been with the association for about 10 years.
Yeah, I'm also with the Aquarius Edgewater. My name is Tracy Crow. I'm surveillance manager there, and for me it's been like 2017 since I've been.
I'm Robin Baggy, Assistant Director, Aquarius Security. I think I've been 2 years.
Thank you.
Craig Greer, Security and Surveillance Manager, Laughlin River Lodge, 10+ years.
And are you president of the Colorado River Chiefs Association?
I was for 5 years, and I just stepped down last year.
Thank you for your ongoing work. Sir?
Drew Canny with the Pioneer. Been here for 3 years.
Thank you very much, and we'll present you with this token of our appreciation for taking care of us.
This way.
I always need you. Rotary Club of Laughlin, Distinguished Service Award for Q3 2023. Q4, sorry. Laughlin Resort Security and Surveillance Personnel with the Colorado River Chiefs Association in recognition of your many years of dedicated service and commitment to the citizens of Laughlin, Nevada. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, receive a report from Lieutenant Rogers with Metro Police regarding activity and statistics during the past month and other area crime concerns.
All right, Lieutenant Grant Rogers here with the Laughlin Station. It's the beginning of the year, so I do like to, at the end of the year, just give like a quick recap of our year-to-date stats from last year. Not so much with like the number of calls or tickets or that kind of thing. It's just what we do. Also, like in Vegas at our larger stations, what we call it is like the crimes that we report, like crime statistics that we report to the FBI. So I just wanted to report some good news. So for the end of the year stats, as far as property crimes, we were down 35% compared to the year previous. For violent crime, we were down 30%. So we had some significantly large decreases in property crime and violent crime here in the Laughlin area. So I just wanted to let everyone know that and kind of to commend my officers for the hard work that they're doing and the cases that my detectives are solving pretty much daily. So that's kind of our end of the year stats. Moving forward for my normal report for December 2023, we responded to 253 calls for service here in Laughlin, and that's down about 20% compared to 321 last year for 2022. Only wrote 52 citations. We had 3 DUI arrests and 7 arrests for battery domestic violence. And as far as bookings here at our Tucker facility, we had 18 and 2 juvenile arrests. As far as calls at the school, we had 2 calls, which brought us up to a grand total of 29 at the high school. And that's a combination of our calls and then or whatever the CCSD reports to us that they may need our help with. So having our own dedicated school police officer is a success. We're enjoying it. We're partnering with him for any events that we can, and then also for any sort of follow-up he needs at the school. It's my detective's assistant with that sort of follow-up. So we're still happy with that. That's a great success. So are there any questions for the stats? And then not to take up the entire time, but I also want to present an award myself here. So we'll call it an award for the beginning of the year.
I would like to ask a question. I've been approached by not only members of the American Legion Post, but the community at large. As you know, we had the fatality there near the post.
Yes.
Who was not only a veteran, but a lifetime member of the American Legion. The request is, one question, if there would have been a crosswalk light, would that have happened? And in your opinion, would that reduce the possibility of having any more fatalities near a crosswalk?
So I can't necessarily give like personal opinion. And would a light there or something more lighting, anytime there's more lighting, as the police department, we love it, whether it's your neighborhood or street lighting. Unfortunately, there's several wrecks that occur in crosswalks. Unfortunately, I was on a call years ago where a lady and her 3 kids were killed sitting at a bus stop. So as far as like projecting the future, would be very tough. I mean, if the county were to put one there, would we support it? Of course we would. But unfortunately, there's not much more I can say than that, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Lieutenant, I have a couple of questions. Number one, the new Ivy Bridge and the new Bridge Road, anybody coming up that road, either making a right turn or a left turn, do not know what the speed limit is. Is there a reason why the signs were not put up?
So I know it's kind of different, but so the police department enforces the speed limit, but we don't have any input on what that speed limit is or who puts the signs up and where those signs are at. That's probably more of like an engineering thing, I would guess.
I agree with that, but if somebody comes up that road and makes a right turn, he has no idea what the speed limit is, and for years it's been 55 miles per hour.
I think during construction, they might have taken them down. I don't think they've gone
They're
back
still
up.
up. They're still up.
Are they? Okay.
Yes.
So anyways,
I just
that
know
was my
'cause I
first
live here.
question. And the next question is, the church right on Needles Highway, there's a street light there that's been out for over 2 years. And it's an area where people are crossing all the time. Clark County doesn't want to do anything about it, and I was wondering if you could push somebody's button to make something happen?
You're talking about like the sun goes down, a street light?
It's a street light at an intersection.
Okay.
And there's an implied crosswalk there, but it's dark. And we've got people using that road. They park on that road to go to church, and the light has not been fixed in over 2 years.
Okay, I can definitely send an email or make some phone calls to the county and Public Works to have somebody come out, and if it's the pole or electricity or needs a bulb or something. And then as far as your first question with the speed limit sign, would be the same thing. I'll get with Mark in his office in the county, and we're always pro extra signage because then there's no argument if we pull somebody over. We're more signs the better is the way we look at it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And then just to comment earlier on the previous award for our security chiefs, that is a very valuable association. Myself and my detectives meet with them monthly. Good communication is one of those things that is amazing, and it does solve crime and does prevent crime. It's very excited for them to get an award for that today. It's very, very valuable to the Laughlin and our visitors. To have that meeting and to have it keep going, and Craig kept it alive for many years, and so we're definitely proud that that's still going, and it's very valuable to us. And my last little token here, I just wanted to read a quick statement, and then I have an award for a gentleman I wanted to present really fast. So Mr. Maurice Trudell not only is the owner of the Riverfront Cottages and RV Resort in Bullhead City, but him and his family are also advocates active to helping children throughout the tri-state area, partnering with several organizations by donating bikes and helmets to their cause, or events such as the annual Care for Kids Radiothon, the Children's Charity Variety Bullhead City Police Department Bike Rodeo, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Searchlight Bike Rodeo. Therefore, today I would like to present this letter and thank him with a small gift and token of our appreciation for his contributions to the bike rodeo, and welcome him into our community of giving and making it safer for everybody. And then as a side note here, Mr. Trudell also collects police memorabilia. He has, may or may not have a small museum at his house. So what my staff and I did, and thanks to Renee, who is my lead on community events, as you can come up here. I've tasked her with kind of being my liaison for all community events. So anything in the community, she is up and running and getting everything organized, and it's amazing to have her here as a help. So I wanted to present this to Maurice and his wife, and this is Metro's 50th anniversary patch and our coin, our challenge coin. So I wanted to put this there.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. And just I'll read the one last quick thing here, and this was just saying that Maurice and his wife Laura donated 35 helmets and 5 bikes to our bike rodeo event at the Harry Reid Elementary School in Searchlight, Nevada, and I just wanted to thank him personally for that. So
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Letter.
Thank you, Mark.
All right. So I think I've taken up enough of everybody's time, but if there's any questions, I'm here. But if not, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't see anybody from Clark County Fire Department.
Sorry, I forgot to announce tomorrow is our Coffee with a Cop event, so we hope that everybody can make it. So I do appreciate the citizens here that come to the town board meeting and also hold me accountable. So I love it. So hopefully everyone can make it tomorrow to our Coffee with a Cop event. So thank you.
Okay, Clark County Fire Department's not here. Receive a report from Jason Bailey with Big Bend Water District regarding the status of the water system.
Good afternoon, members of the board. Jason Bailey with the Big Bend Water District, here with our report for the month of December. I appreciate Mr. Walker's questions, and we'll address them shortly if that's okay. But I did just want to go through our report a little bit and just show that for the month of December, the total diversions were 226 acre feet. So that's up from a little bit of December last year, but you can see year-to-date total diversions are 3,024 acre feet, which is down from the 2022 year-to-date totals. Water system update, we're continuing to update the SCADA system, which is kind of the control and data acquisition center of the treatment facility. That will provide much more system reliability when that is completed. I did want to just address Mr. Walker's question about the building acquisition by the Las Vegas Valley Water District. So that was on the agenda of the December 5th Board of Directors meeting, and it was approved by the Las Vegas Valley Water District Board of Directors. That was purchased by the Las Vegas Valley Water District. They, that organization, that entity has its own rate structure, its own budget, its own service rules, separate from the Big Bend Water District. As far as the, I think you had said 10 million in the account when we taken the system over in 2008, so a little over 15 years ago. I'm not sure of that figure, but I appreciate that dollar amount. I know that we have provided all the financials to the board. The most recent financials are on the Big Bend Water District website. But I did want to say that upon taking over that system, there's a lot of system upgrades that needed to happen to increase reliability and redundancy, as well as to bring the system to the standard of the water district. Much of that money has gone or has been spent as part of the 10-year capital improvement program, which was approved in 2017. That was a $9 million improvement plan for that. And then also, I do know, just kind of looking back a little bit, there was some significant repairs that needed to happen in 2018. I think there was a main break that resulted in a boil water order and things like that. So a few unexpected repairs like that. But by far and away, the most significant chunk is from that 10-year capital improvement program. And as far as just a statement that the water district is ignoring Laughlin, we are not. We are working hard to find solutions. We are seeking external sources for the storage issue, state and federal funding. We've gone through multiple agencies and we continue to do so, as well as working with developers. We, as far as bringing down an assistant, the individual that came down, Doa Ross, was our deputy general manager, a very competent individual who understands the system and the town of Laughlin very well. And so I'm confident in her and her abilities. So we are working hard and will continue to work hard for the Big Bend Water District and for the citizens of Laughlin. That's my report at this time.
I do have a question.
Sure.
Back in 2008, when there was a meeting with the developers in Big Bend Water District, the question that came up was, where were they going to put the 5 million gallon tank that was in the budget to be built that year? And it was never built, and I'm curious as to why it wasn't built and who approved not to build it.
And this was a question in 2008?
Yes.
For you said a 5 million gallon storage tank?
Yes, it was asked by Jim Shaw, and a response that I got back from Matt was that the tank was going to be up at the, I want to say the 800 zone level, but it was never built, and I was just curious why.
Okay.
The reason I'm bringing it up, I started looking back at some of the history, back at the beginning of the water thing, the comment that made about the money was one of the reasons I wanted to check back there.
Okay. I'll find that out and I'll get back to you, Mr. Doughton, about that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that question.
I assume, based upon what you said, that the board of directors had access to in excess of $21 million of funds. He didn't have to sell bonds. He didn't have to make a loan. They apparently had an account with at least this amount of money in it, correct?
You're talking about the acquisition that
Yes.
was made by the Las Vegas Valley Water District? Yeah, I'd have to find out exactly how that's being funded. Again, that's separate from the Big Bend Water District, but that should be public record, and I can find that out and send you that information.
How many directors are on that board?
There's the Clark County Commission. So,
It's
what
the
is that, 7?
commissioners?
Yes, commissioners. Yeah. And Commissioner Kirkpatrick is the president of that board. And they also serve as, of course, as you know, the Board of Trustees for the Big Bend Water District is the Clark County Commission.
Well, it seems to me that they've got a lot of money to play around with. In the same issue that I was talking about, it was on the 5th of this month. They gave the county manager a raise, raised his salary to $323,731, and gave him a bonus of $14,850. So apparently, there's a lot of money running around in Clark County, and Laughlin can't get a damn dime of it. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Receive a report from Will Smith. I don't see him. There's one on the back of the table. Mike Jackson, don't see him. Parks and Rec. Nobody from Parks and Rec. There's something in the back. Receive a report from Carrie Larson for Laughlin Chamber.
Good afternoon, Board. Carrie Larson, Laughlin Chamber of Commerce. My report reflects December 2023. As always, there's a $500 grant from Murphy Broadcasting for every new member to the Chamber. We had a ribbon cutting in December 21st for the Laughlin Pharmacy. It was fantastic. They're very nice people. I've already switched my prescription over there, so I encourage everyone to do so. We also had another event that we had hoped to be able to have at their location, and I'm pleased to report that they declined us because they are too busy. They are getting lots of people in there, so that's a great thing to hear. We have an upcoming ribbon cutting for Exceptional Community Hospital on January 26th at 4 p.m. As far as mixers go, we did have our Christmas Mingle Jingle mixer at the Aquarius. That was spectacular. We raised $3,700 for Aquarius's Feed a Family program. That fed 148 families or 592 individual people. So that was a fantastic success, and we were very pleased with it. We also had the second annual Christmas on the Colorado Holiday Boat Parade on December 16th at 5 p.m. And I was stunned at the outcome there. There were so many people. We had lots and lots of boats. People were lining the beaches on the other side. I heard reports that the casinos had plenty of people there. So I was really pleased. I'm hoping that that becomes a signature Christmas event and that we can have some family events, hopefully, on the Laughlin side as well. We'll see if we can make that happen. As far as our networking and business breakfasts, we have one coming up on January 26th at 8:30 a.m. Lauren Reeve with the Mojave Daily News and News West Publishing will be coming to that. If you'd like to host a business breakfast or speak at one, please call Michelle to book a date at 702-298-2214, extension 3. We had Congresswoman Susie Lee come for a business roundtable luncheon on January 4th at 11:30 a.m. It was a very productive session, and we had some wonderful food from Bruce's Taste of Chicago, sponsored by First Citizens Bank. So that was very fun to do. We have the upcoming Connie Davis 5K walk and roll. Reminder, March 2nd at 9 a.m. Entries are $30. We also have t-shirts and other event sponsorships available. Again, contact Michelle or anyone at the staff. Laughlin Labyrinth's maintenance program, you can still schedule your month for your organization to help maintain it, and we will train you to do so. Our fourth quarter membership, we stand at the end of the year at 314 members. We have gone up 1% to 32% for Laughlin. And our fourth quarter numbers, I think you remember last time I was here, I said we'd probably resolve our December. It has now gone from 7 at my last report to 16 new memberships in December. 5 of those were from Laughlin. Our volunteers and partnerships continue to be very active. You can volunteer as a visitor center ambassador. You can usher the townwide events or concerts, and you're encouraged to pick up an application. We had a whole bunch of people come in to volunteer and sign up for that, so that was really exciting this week. They will also work the Connie Davis Walk and Roll on March 2nd, as well as the Laughlin Bullhead Air Show and STEM program, which is April 5th and 6th, put together by the Air Show Committee that is not the Chamber. You want to call Donna at 928-404-3859, and her email is listed on my chamber report here. There are no changes regarding the NDOT and directional signs report. However, I would encourage this community to Google Fix It Clark County. If you see anything wrong in the community that needs repairs or want to suggest streetlights or crosswalks, Google Fix It Clark County. They even have an app. So if you're so inclined, download a Fix It app and run around town and mark up everything you'd like to see fixed. Additional services, notary services are at the chamber for members for free. Non-members have a fee. You can still get fishing licenses there. We've had a few people come in for that. You can be a visitor center host, and there are also business center services. And that ends my report. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Not necessarily a question, it's in a question.
Yes.
I would like to have a request submitted to the board of directors of your organization directed to the Water Authority and Board of County Commissioners of Clark County with regard to the water situation and the fact that we aren't getting the attention that we earn and deserve and need. I think probably the membership of 314 people ought to demand some attention from those bodies.
We are currently having our annual elections. Those will be completed on January 18th, and the next board meeting is January 25th, and I will be able to bring that to the board on that date. Thank you very much for the suggestion.
Thanks. Okay, receive a report from Jackie Wallen with the Laughlin Tourist Commission.
So not much has changed in the Laughlin Tourism Commission, except there could be some changes with the air show. We had planned on doing the STEM program on Friday, but when I contact the districts for Friday attendance, not only they don't have people or students in school in some of our districts on Friday, but they would have trouble utilizing school district buses to get them there. So we have gone after a different model that I think may work. There's no decision yet, but I think that you'd be happy to know that we will do a STEM and student area, or like a STEM zone where families can take their students and learn everything that they would have learned on Friday, but in a concealed area where it's not as noisy from the jets and from the entertainers, but they can also enjoy the air show on that day. It's been quite the challenge to decide how to get our students there. They're not exposed to a lot of trades like this, and we really want them to get excited about aviation. We want them to get excited about the new program that's going into MEC for aerospace and aviation training. We want them to know that those trades are available to them even if they can't see them. And that this STEM day or STEM zone is really important to the Mojave County Airport Authority. To make sure that we're reaching out in the way that our foundation that we've now created is going to touch the public the way that we wanted to. That's why we keep the program or the air show free. That's why we keep parking free, so that we can expose these kind of trades and this kind of entertainment to our locals that would not otherwise be able to attend. So I would appreciate anybody's support that can help me with STEM, with the school districts, with any kind of transportation issues, or be present on the day that we do STEM to help us volunteer with the students and get them, especially someone like you, Pam and Fred, who have a lot of aviation background. Students would love to just pick your brain. What happened when you were flying? It's much different than it is today, and they want to hear some of that history. History is a part of the education we're giving them, not just about aviation in the present year, but what happened back then, Fred. So we would appreciate you guys being of service to us any way that you can, and we'll let you know if you can do that and where you will be placed. And we would appreciate your patience with them, because they're going to be anywhere from 6th graders to 12th graders. Everything else for us is the same. Of course, Rockets Over the River is a one-day show only on the 4th of July, and we have lots of concerts coming up. So we only have 2 that are lined up right now, but we expect another 3. Ongoing negotiations with entertainers continues to go. Since everybody's back in entertaining, of course, the price for A-list entertainers is going up, so we have to make sure that we can fit those things in the budget and that everyone will be satisfied with the show. The membership has not changed at all. We still have 8 resorts along the resort, and they're all very dedicated to the Laughlin Tourism Commission. And I would take any questions if you have any.
Jackie, were you able to hear the request I made to Carrie?
Yes, I was.
You do the same thing with your membership?
Yes, I'll propose it to them, and we have a meeting on the 17th. So I'll
Well-
propose it to them and see if they would do that.
Your membership generates some critical revenue that goes to Clark County on a monthly basis.
Yes, sir, it does. I'm very sympathetic with your plea, and I will give them a proposal. I'll actually draft a letter if that's what you want me to do, and then I'll give it to them to approve or disapprove. I am supposed to only be working about 4 to 5 hours a day. You'll still find me at the chamber quite some hours for a little while longer, where I help carry along the way and get caught up on the air show. So if you need me, just call me. Y'all have my cell number.
Okay.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay, receive a report. Tanya Brown, she's not here. Laughlin School System, I don't see Dawn. Announcements of upcoming neighborhood meetings and county or community meetings and events. None. Planning and zoning, none. General business. Now's the time for comments by the general public. A period devoted to comments by the general public about matters relevant to the board jurisdiction will be held. No vote may be taken on a matter not listed on the posted agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Please step up to the speaker's podium. If applicable, clearly state your name and address, and please spell your name for the record. If any member of the board wishes to extend the length of a presentation, this will be done by the chairperson or the board by majority vote.
My name is Chris Duker, and I'm only up here because I told this lieutenant to say where our coffee with the copy is tomorrow at Desert Bay. It's not, it's at the Riverwood. I just wanted to make that a matter of record in the event anybody was watching, that they would show up at the Riverwood and not the Desert Bay.
Madam Chair, I do have 2 items in the general comment, so after the public.
Okay.
Please, go ahead first.
Thank you. I want to thank the board for allowing me to speak. My name is Noreen McBride, and I live at 2250 Cougar Drive in Laughlin. I want to thank you for asking about the fatality that occurred at Cougar Road and the highway. It upset me very much because a member of your board, Mr. Doughton, I'm sure he remembers, approximately 10 years ago, he went to the county and he spent his time and he got an agreement from the county to build a turnaround in front of the Vintage apartment complex. And I'm sure he spent many hours and a great deal of time. And at the time, doesn't need to mention the name, but an official with Silver Rider went up to the county and nixed the plan that Mr. Doughton had developed at that time. Since that occurred, there's been numerous accidents. I know 2 people that had broken legs crossing the street there. and then we had the fatality. Mr. Doughton, 10 years ago, invited me to a public safety meeting where he had the representative from Silver Rider there and questioned that person about the reasons why the proposal of the turnaround was nixed by Silver Rider and was basically stonewalled with his attempts. And I just want to say, I'm sure Mr. Doughton remembers that incident, and I think at least one, the life would have been saved of the man that was crossing the street. It's a terrible place. I always had a great concern about the children there in the morning waiting for the bus because there's no curbs there. There are no guardrails. I don't know what the percentage would be, but X percentage of people coming up from the casinos are drunk, and the children waiting for the school bus are sitting there.
Unfortunately, we've reached
Okay.
the 3-minute mark.
Pardon me?
3-minute mark.
Thank you
The
very
limit.
much. I appreciate
Sorry.
that. And so he knew I had an interest in the traffic situation at that corner. And I would hope that this board, want to word this so we don't get a water reply in here, but I would wish that you could maybe either appoint Mr. Doughton or the board itself could appeal to the county to reconsider that years ago proposal to build the turnaround.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut you off there because of the 3-minute limit.
I understand that. And thank you very much. And Happy New Year to you all.
Hi, Kelly Lehr, L-E-H-R, last name. I'm with the University of Nevada, Reno Extension, and we continue to run elementary robotics and coding programming before school at Bennett Elementary on Thursday mornings. Our 4-H curriculum was implemented at the Boys and Girls Club last week for their teen scene, so it's their junior high school participants. We began robotics and engineering. We will operate on Thursday afternoons there through the remainder of their school year. I have hired a new community-based instructor. I brought her down last week and introduced her to Jackie. She has a background in early childhood education and gardening, so for the master gardeners and the community garden, she's going to be a great fit. I'm still in communication with the Laughlin Junior and Senior High School administration and teachers to potentially coordinate a career edge 4-H curriculum on campus. I would be providing support and curriculum for the high school robotics class as well. He's shown some interest in some of the curriculum that we have. There's ongoing planning and negotiation also with the UNR Extension Horticulture Department and the Metropolitan Police Department liaison to organize and implement a hydroponics curriculum at the high school, and I'm kind of excited to see that come to fruition because it's been very successful in Las Vegas, and they'd like to try and get that going this spring. Our community garden, located behind the senior center at Spirit Mountain Park, has fresh new soil, courtesy of Star Nursery. It was delivered last month, as well as some open garden beds. Laughlin residents are encouraged to contact my office for a contract if you're interested in cultivating a garden. The cost is free, and we have several open beds available, and they're ready for some cold weather planting. We have a UNR horticulture guest speaker coming to the Laughlin Library on Saturday, February 17th at 11 to present on desert snakes in the Southwest. The event is free and open to the public and will require only a signed waiver because Dr. M.L. Robinson is promising to bring some live specimens to share.
No, thank you.
My office has received the radon kits. I know that was a question last time I was here. It is National Radon Awareness Month, and if Laughlin residents are interested in pursuing the testing at their residence, please contact me at the 299-1333 number or come by right across the parking lot at 55 Civic Way, and I can give you a free test kit with the directions on where to send it, how to send it, and any other informational handouts regarding the odorless gas that you may like to see. I have flyers with me today as well about the snakes and about the radon, so I will stick around for a little bit after if anybody's interested in receiving that. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Madam Chair, just of staff, is it possible to get UNR back on our agenda? Oh, okay, all right, no problem. That way you don't have to speak at this section, but you'll have your own.
You bet. And I brought a little kit if anybody wants to take a look. It's not troublesome at all. So I'll stick around afterwards and you can take a peek.
Great.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Anyone else, the public? Okay, I have two issues, not necessarily 3 minutes each. One of them would be. So the first issue that I'd like to ask is to look at possibly agendizing within the next 3 meetings. That's a 90-day window, so I think that should be adequate, of real property management. I think we genuinely need to take a look at the 5,000 acres, at putting that for sale or putting that up for public auction. I think most of us are aware, because of the water issue, we're going to be facing general fund. Property values have dropped. I know mine have dropped by over 1/3 on the properties that I own, with just the statements that have come in recently as pertain to the water issue. And so I know there will be general fund issues, which we probably cannot use because that goes for Fort Mojave development. But I do think it's time that I'm going to tie that into also the water issue. And one of the things that I've brought here, and I gave to the board and also gave to staff, as a board, we are precluded from having conversations that do not happen in a public forum. The open meeting law makes it where I can't have a conversation with these members on the board without you being able to hear it. So this is a bit of new information for the board and also for staff, because unfortunately I was out of the country in November and December, which I didn't feel was an appropriate time to bring up the water issue, because trying to get things agendized or meetings done with November, December and holidays and people gone would have, it would have been futile. So for me, I come from a world of contracts, and every time I enter into a new restaurant or a new business, frequently have a contract with the casinos. And certain things need to happen when you believe there's a breach of contract or something has happened that's nefarious or hazardous or difficult for Laughlin, for the community. So what I've looked for is a process and a vehicle to maybe resolve the issue that we have. And as Mark told us just recently, there is a resolution that's going before the Board of County Commissioners to be voted on to create a council, that's the Greenway Heritage Trail Council, to look into that and going forward. So what I have done is this is a discussion for a draft resolution. What I've put in here, some of it has legal terminology because, in all honesty, we entered into a contract. We need to look at breaking that contract, and we need to look at solutions. It has nothing to do with this commissioner. A lot of this happened before he was in office, but the reality is, me as one of the longest members sitting on this board, a lot of this supposedly happened and the blame has been put on the board while I've sat in office. So I feel responsible to bring this forward, to look for a process and to look for a way to resolve it so that we can go forward. So what I've drafted, or what is here, and I'll read it into the minutes because I would like in the next 90 days, again, to have some of this agendized, put on the agenda so that we can have some answers. So this is a discussion draft resolution to request immediate actions by the Big Bend Water District Board of Trustees by authority of the Las Vegas Valley Water District's Big Bend Water District Management Agreement to resolve the Laughlin Township water moratorium by conducting an administrative and operational audit of the Las Vegas Valley Water District's management practices. Whereas the Las Vegas Valley Water District, known as the District, signed an agreement effective September 2nd, 2008 for management, funding, operation, and maintenance of water production, treatment, and distribution systems for the Big Bend Water District, known as Big Bend, and the agreement. Whereas the agreement continues in effect for 20 years from the effective date, or for an additional 10 years if an extension option is exercised. Whereas Clark County Public Works, known as Public Works, understood the implementation of a private Casino Drive Special Improvement District, SID, at the request of certain property owners fronting on Casino Drive between Needles Highway and Harrah's Hotel /Casino, the SID area, for the purpose of improving the southern roadway access to the hotel casino area and to provide full utility service, especially including potable water for new residential and commercial development. Whereas Public Works contracted with GCW, Inc., GCW, to provide engineering services for the SID, including potable water, and which engineering services were funded by the Fort Mojave Development Fund, a fund managed by Clark County Board of Commissioners, BCC, solely for the benefit of Laughlin economic development. Whereas the district, in its capacity as manager of Big Bend, mandated potable water demand design criteria of 33 dwelling units. Madam Chair, may I continue?
Well, I want to let the board vote on that. I just want to make a note of order that once you're finished reading, if they decide that, the board won't be able to vote or discuss.
Correct. There's
on it.
no
So
voting. There's nothing.
I want to
I'm
make sure
just
everyone's aware of that
Yeah.
it's not an item. So I want to make sure the board.
Correct. And because this is just public comment, we can't discuss it. We can't vote on it, but I simply want to request it be agendized, read it into the minutes.
Yes, and that's up to the board if they'd like to extend
And
your
you can
time.
continue.
Continue, okay. Let's see, whereas Clark County solely for the benefit of Laughlin economic, whereas the district in its capacity as manager of Big Bend mandated potable water design criteria of 33 dwelling units per acre related to input for Public Works and GCW being sufficient to provide approximately 35,000 additional dwelling units in the SID area, roughly 6 times as existing dwelling units in Laughlin. Whereas since GCW Engineering Services began in October 2019, the district prepared a $20 million estimated cost for SID potable water, increased the cost to $40 million, added $320 million additional water treatment, storage, and distribution costs for the balance of Laughlin, thereby causing Public Works to terminate the SID in October of 2022 for lack of financial feasibility. Whereas the district thereby mandated that virtually no new Laughlin development would be allowed until certain water storage requirements are met, a situation generally and reasonably described as a water moratorium. Whereas the Southern Nevada Water Authority, SNWA, confirms that the majority of Laughlin's 15,000 acre-feet allocation remains available for local resident and commercial development, focusing the water moratorium on inadequate treatment, storage, and distribution systems. Whereas the water moratorium has certain and annually increasing negative financial implication on the Laughlin community, including I, stymied future growth, II, reduced assessor taxable property values and related county property tax revenues, III, no new utility hookup fee revenue for Laughlin utilities, and four, possible individual and class action property value inverse condemnation or taking litigation. Whereas the LTAB has, literally for years, and more importantly since GCW began the SID engineering work 3.5 years ago, diligently attempted to work with the district to resolve the potable water availability and other Casino Drive roadway issues by closely following the process, submitting various issue analysis, reviews, and questions for the district's consideration and response. Whereas the district has generally been disinterested, non-responsive, or evasive to the above queries. At best, and most recently through its general counsel, the district has advised that, and I quote, because the big district's position on development within Laughlin is adequately covered in my March 30th, 2023 correspondence, there's no need to repeat, debate, or add anything to these points in response to positions outlined in your letter. The actual benefits of any future related district public information Q&A meetings is doubtable. Whereas the Laughlin Town Advisory Board believes that all reasonable efforts to gain the district's attention, cooperation, and/or focused actions toward resolution of the water moratorium have been diligently but unsuccessfully exhausted. Whereas the first above-mentioned agreement between the district and Big Bend describes the duties, obligations, and liabilities of the parties thereto, and provides certain opportunities and procedures for addressing related issues and/or disputes between parties. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Laughlin Town Advisory Board that the Laughlin Town Advisory Board urges, encourages, and requests the Big Bend Water District Board of Trustees to exercise its authority granted by the agreement of the Big Bend Water District and the Las Vegas Valley Water District for management, funding, operation, and maintenance of water production, treatment, and distribution services for the Big Bend Water District dated September 2nd, 2008, to resolve the water moratorium generally without limitation as follows. Article 1E, trustees shall have the right at any time to audit the records of the district in connection with the Big Bend to determine the correctness of said administrative cost overhead rate. LTAB urges an independent, unbiased CPA audit. Article 2C, the district is to operate and maintain, including necessary engineering, planning, and technical advice, the production, treatment, and distribution of Big Bend with the same degree of skill and care as it exercises in operation maintenance of the district's production, treatment, and distribution systems. The LTAB disputes the district's full compliance with, therefore, since after nearly 15 years of parallel operations, Big Bend has a water moratorium and the district does not. Article 2D, the district shall initially operate Big Bend under the current Big Bend service rules. LTAB disputes the district's full compliance therewith, in part since it repeatedly and steadfastly refused to consider first-come, first-served solutions to future water services per Section 1.2, a water commitment process. Article 3J, Nevada law shall govern the interpretation, enforcement, and resolution of disputes concerning the performance or non-performance of this agreement. LTAB urges the above administrative audit to be extended to include an operations audit to address all concerns of the district's non-compliance with the agreement. And this would be, again, for discussion at a later date when it's agendized by the Laughlin Town Advisory Board and would be signed by our chairman. Again, I'm looking for a vehicle to resolve this. Some of this we've seen with the Heritage Greenway Trail that there is a resolution to create a council. It would also create something in the water process, whether there would be private water funding, which the Water District has not been wanting to do, but it's something that's through the process that we can look at. So that's what I would like to have agendized.
Any other comments? Okay, next meeting is February 3rd. Sorry, Fred.
Mark, I have asked for the last couple of 3 months to get somebody from Clark County Public Works down here. Is it possible to have them here at the next meeting?
We'll work on finalizing their schedule. I'll see if they can do the next meeting or the following meeting. I'll see what works best for their schedule with their staff, so, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next meeting is February 13th, 2024, here at 1:30, and I need a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, meeting adjourned.